Assalamu alaikum and welcome to Earth Family and Culture. Today we're going to be making couscous.
Is couscous your favorite?
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, it's my favorite Moroccan food.
It's everybody's favorite Moroccan food. Okay, well, don't forget to like and subscribe, and I hope you enjoy this dish. If you ask any Moroccan what their favorite dish is, most likely they'll say couscous. What is couscous? Couscous is a stew made from usually 7 different vegetables. So today we're going to use onion, tomato, carrot, turnip, rutabega, zucchini, and squash. These vegetables together create a rich sauce along with the juices from the meat, and it creates a nice, beautiful stew that is laid over steamed couscous. So as of right now, I have grated an onion and I've grated a tomato, and we're getting ready to make the sauce for the meat. So I put everything into the pan, and I'm going to add to it the spices. The spices that I'm adding are ginger, turmeric, black pepper, and white pepper. I'm also going to add a little bit of salt. I add a little bit of salt with the meat, and then I taste it, and then I add. I'm using lamb shoulder today. I've had the pieces cut into about 2-inch pieces, and I'm also using a very good Moroccan olive oil. Once you add everything to the pot, you can stir it gently, and you're going to try to create a sauce. I usually let this cook down for about 10 minutes, and then after about 10 minutes, I add water just enough to cover the meat. Okay, the onions and tomatoes have created a nice sauce, and we're going to add water now, just enough to cover the meat. And this meat will cook for approximately 1 hour before we add the vegetable. Okay, the lamb and chickpeas have been cooking for about an hour. Now I'm going to add the root vegetables, the vegetables that take the longest to cook, and we're going to cook them for about another hour, 45 minutes to an hour. I put the turnip, the rutabaga, and the carrots in. The squash and the zucchini don't take very long to cook, so we will wait on putting them in. After I put the vegetables in, I add a little bit of water, just enough to cover it. You don't want to water down your spices, so you don't want to put too much water. But if you have a lot of vegetables, you need to add enough water to kind of get them submerged. Okay, while the vegetables are cooking, we're going to start making the couscous. So couscous usually takes about an hour to cook because you're going to steam the couscous 3 different times. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to measure out how much couscous I'm going to use. And I usually use about 1/3 of the package. For my family, that seems to be about the right amount of couscous. It's dried couscous, and it's sort of instant couscous, but by steaming it, it gets really fluffy and really soft. So I'm adding olive oil to it right now, and I'm just going to kind of mix that in and kind of massage the oil into the couscous. This will prevent the granules from clumping. All right, I forgot to show you guys, but I added about 2 cups of water to the couscous, after I oiled it, and I let it sit for about 10 minutes so it could absorb all of that water. And now I'm just fluffing the couscous because I'm going to get it ready to put in the couscousineer, which is a pan that has water on the bottom and another pan that you put the couscous in, and it allows the steam to come up through the couscous. So it cooks the couscous as it steams. So I'm adding, this is the first step, the first round of steaming. So I'm going to put all the couscous in, and I'm going to wait until I see the steam coming up through the couscous. Once I see that, I'm going to let it steam for about 15 minutes. Okay, now the couscous has steamed for about 15 minutes. I'm going to take it off the couscousineer, and I'm going to put it in a bowl, and we're going to fluff it some more. So you're going to steam the couscous 3 times. So you're going to add water to it, put it back in the steamer, take it out, let it cool a little bit, add water to it, put it back in the steamer, take it out. On the third one, you're going to add salt to it because you need to season the couscous. If you don't season the couscous, it will be very bland and it will not complement your stew that you're making. So make sure that you use salt on the third steaming. My couscous here, it looks to be pretty fluffy. It's doubled in size probably. And I'm just going to add just a little bit more water for the third steaming. And then we will be ready to plate up after the third steaming. So after the third steaming, we're going to plate up the couscous. So this is the traditional couscous plate. You can use this plate, or sometimes they use a wooden bowl for large gatherings, but this is most of the time what's used for couscous. I'm adding the couscous to the plate, kind of leaving the middle open because I'm going to add the meat to the middle. So I'm just kind of arranging couscous around the plate in a nice orderly fashion. You want it to look pretty. It is a traditional dish, so we want to be respectful to a 2,000-year-old dish. Can you believe that? So I'm just adding couscous to the plate. I usually don't add all the couscous because it's a lot sometimes. So we use it for leftovers when we have leftover couscous. So this is the couscous. Now we're going to add the stew to the couscous. The first thing I'm going to add is the meat. So I had 5 pieces of meat, so I'm going to dig out the 5 pieces of meat and I'm going to arrange them in the middle of the plate. Oops, I dropped one. I find that a lot of Moroccan cooking is about presentation, the way they present their salads, the way they present their tagines, and the way they arrange the couscous. You don't want to just dump it on the plate. You want to arrange it. So now I'm arranging the rutabega and the turnip. You want to make it look pretty and make it appetizing. You want to make it look like people want to eat it and respect the time that it took you to cook, because it is a dish that takes time. So you want people to really enjoy it. I'm putting the squash out now. Kind of arranging the carrots. It is very, very warm, very hot. So make sure to let it rest a little bit before you serve it. More carrot. Now some zucchini. I let the zucchini cook a little bit too long, so it got kind of mushy, but it's still delicious that way. a parsley bouquet. I added that. My husband likes to eat the parsley. A couple more carrots. My husband likes this dish with fava beans, which I didn't put in this time, but you can put any beans in it. You can put peas in it. I put chickpeas in it. So now I'm just adding the chickpeas to the top. And then a nice little ladle full of broth to go around the edges. I usually serve it with a little bowl of broth too, just in case people want more broth on their couscous. So this is Moroccan couscous. Bismillah.